Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, well, we're setting our sights on India's space agency, ISRO. You, our listener, shared some really interesting material, and our mission, basically, is to pull out the most compelling bits about ISRO's journey. Keep it sharp.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We want to get past just the headlines, Understand what really makes ISRO's achievements, well, noteworthy in this huge field of space exploration.
Okay, so let's get into it. ISRO, that's the Indian Space Research Organization.
Right?
India's main agency for, building rockets, launching satellites.
Sending things up there.
Yeah, their main job is sending missions out to study, well, everything. The moon, other planets.
Pretty fundamental work for, figuring out the cosmos.
But what's really grabbed me from the sources is how they manage these big wins.
Yes. With some really resourceful thinking. They're not just playing the game. They're finding, clever ways to do space travel.
The Chandrayaan missions, they really show this, don't they?
Absolutely.
Especially Chandrayaan 3, landing near the moon's south pole. That was what, 2023?
Yeah, August 2023, and that was huge.
Huge, because India was the first country to pull off a soft landing down there.
Precisely. A massive achievement. Scientifically, sure, but also, for national pride.
And that South Pole region. It's tricky territory, right?
Very tricky, but potentially holds vital stuff like water ice. Key for maybe future moon bases or missions.
Makes sense. Okay, then zooming out further. Mangalyaan?
The Mars mission, Mangalyaan.
Back in 2014, what's the big deal with that one?
Well, a couple of things, really. First, India became the first Asian nation to actually get a spacecraft into Mars orbit.
First in Asia. Okay.
But here's the kicker. They did it on their very first attempt.
Wow. First try.
First try. That just, it says so much about their planning, their engineering skill. It's genuinely impressive.
First time success at Mars.
Yeah.
Really can't beat that. Okay, let's swing back closer to home. Aditya-1, the Sun mission.
Right, Aditya-1.
Yep.
Parked out there to keep an eye on our star.
So its goal is?
To understand the sun better. Things like solar flares, coronal mass ejections, basically solar storms and space weather.
And why is that so important?
Well, because that stuff, space weather, it can actually mess with our technology here on Earth. Satellites, power grids, communications.
Okay. So it's about protecting our infrastructure too.
In a way, yes. Understanding helps predict and mitigate.
Now, here's something else from the sources you share that really stood out to me. It's about the people.
The scientists themselves.
Yeah. The point made was that many ISRO scientists, they come from smaller towns, maybe simpler backgrounds.
That's a really important part of the story. It's not just about the technology, it's the human element.
And despite that, they're achieving these, world-class space milestones through sheer hard work and dedication.
It's incredibly inspiring. It just shows that, talent and drive, they can come from anywhere. Their commitment is just phenomenal. It proves what's possible.
So let's just quickly wrap that up. First, to land near the moon's south pole. Nailed the Mars orbit on the first go, first in Asia.
Check.
And now, keeping tabs on the sun to understand space weather.
Check. That's quite the track record.
It really is. A pretty stunning run of achievements.
Absolutely. And, looking bigger picture, it highlights how space exploration is changing, becoming more diverse. Countries like India are playing a really significant part now.
Well, this has been fascinating. Thanks for diving into ISRO with us.
Yeah.
Really explored their accomplishments quite deeply.
My pleasure. It's always great to look at how, sheer ingenuity and just plain hard work can lead to these major cosmic breakthroughs.
So you've heard about ISRO's incredible journeys, landing where nobody else had, reaching Mars first time out, studying our sun. And often, as we noted, with resources considered, well, quite modest in the global space race. So here's something to maybe chew on. Thinking about these successes, achieved against the odds sometimes, what other huge challenges, things that seem impossible right now, might humanity actually be able to tackle? If we brought that same kind of dedication, that innovative spirit, that focus, what other impossible goals might just be within reach? Something to think about.